Welcome. Today's a pretty big day, you guys, and if you don't know who I am, I'm Eric Hudson. I'm the general manager of the Mountain America Center, Hero Arena, and Blue Cross of Idaho Conference Center. Before we get started today, there's a lot of folks that we need to thank that got us to this point. Obviously, the Idaho Falls Auditorium District, who constructed this beautiful facility, and over a decade of hard work went into that. Our partners throughout the building: Mountain America Credit Union, Hero Meat Snacks, Golden Valley Natural, Blue Cross of Idaho, Rexburg Motorsports, Iron Horse RV, Silver Star, Teton Toyota, Mountain View Hospital, and obviously last but not least, Bingham Healthcare. So, without those groups, this facility isn't where it is today, and we're not standing on this stage in front of you talking about awesome things. So, to kick this thing off, this building was built just over a year and a half ago, and we've had, probably, I think now we're at 320,000 visitors through our doors in our short time, which is a huge amount of people. I remember when I first started here, I think the projections were right around 150,000 people a year. So we're utilizing this building as a community to the fullest extent. And when I was brought on board, thankfully, the vision for this facility that IFAD had and the vision that our staff has is the foundation for the success that we've had to date. That being said, there are bucket list items that this facility is meant to host. Concerts, hockey, expos, bull riding, Disney on Ice, Cirque du Soleil, and of course, a vast variety of athletics. We've already hosted a top 25 NCAA matchup. Both teams, Boise State and St. Mary's, both teams were tournament-bound teams this year. We've hosted a number of state youth wrestling championships with IDAHO. Obviously, 57 Spud Kings games since we've started, but we're missing something. And a partnership discussion started, I think, just over 2.5 years ago, with the IHSAA. And thinking about the building itself, the word tradition comes to mind. The IHSAA has some great events already with Boise State basketball having a tradition over in Boise. But here in Idaho Falls, we also want to create our own traditions. And we want to start something special for these young athletes. As many of you know, state championships could be the pinnacle of an athlete's career. Oftentimes, athletes go on to college once they've competed in high school athletics and they don't play sports ever again. And to be on a stage where they can represent the hard work and commitment to their craft at a young age is an extremely important memory for these young athletes. It's my pleasure to announce that we've crafted a partnership with the IHSAA to bring 2 world-class state championships here for a multi-year partnership. Starting in 2024, we will be the host of the IHSA State Volleyball Championships, and that once again will happen in 2025. In 2026, we will host one of the largest high school activities with the State Cheer and Dance Championships once again in 2027 as well. It is our pleasure to host these events with such a great group in the IHSAA, and it's our mission to create a long-lasting memory and tradition for the athletes, the fans, the coaches, and of course the Eastern Idaho community by hosting these wonderful events. The economic impact from these events alone for the Idaho Falls community would be huge, but the fun that we get to create for these young student athletes is going to be the best part of this whole thing. I'd like to introduce you to the Executive Director of the Idaho Falls Auditorium District, Rob Spear, as he says a couple words on behalf of this building.
Well, thank you, Eric, and on behalf of the Idaho Falls Auditorium District, we want to thank you for your wonderful leadership and your unique abilities to help this district carry out the vision that it set a long time ago. Some of those things that you already mentioned. I do want to acknowledge a couple of our very special board members that are here today. We have our board chair, Terry Gazdick, right here in front, Terry, and Mike Carpenter. Mike Carpenter is our vice chair. Both provided unbelievable leadership to be able to construct this venue and help us navigate through the hurdles that we experienced. But as Eric said, we're here today, and Eric has helped the Auditorium District achieve the vision of having a true multi-purpose event center that could host all those activities he mentioned. And it's been phenomenal to see that. We were missing one, and that's to be able to host Idaho high school state tournaments here and provide that championship experience for these young athletes, the coaches, their families, the communities. And I think it's extremely important for a kid to be able to compete in a state championship and sleep in their own bed at night. And you talk about a competitive advantage. I think our kids in Eastern Idaho are going to have a competitive advantage. I certainly want to thank our other partners in this whole thing, our hoteliers. Many are here today. Thank you very much for your patience, and thank you very much for believing in this venue, and we're hopeful that you'll be able to capitalize on your investment and be great hosts for these athletes and their families as they experience this championship in Idaho Falls. Finally, I do want to thank the Idaho High School Activities Association for their belief in this facility. They did their due diligence. I was talking to Julie Hammonds and Mike Federico. They both came out here multiple times to check this facility out and make sure it was suitable for that championship experience, and they did. And so today we're lucky to have both of them here. I know Mike is going to say a few words, but Julie, thank you for your efforts and coming out here multiple times. And Mike, of course, we're going to bring you up here in a minute to say a few words. And I'm hopeful that this is the first step in a long-term partnership with the Idaho High School Activities Association, because we want to bring every championship you have here to this Eastern Idaho. And Eastern Idaho is a special place and deserving of being able to host these wonderful championships that you put on. So Mike, my pleasure to have you come up and say a few words.
Welcome everyone, and I guess I'll misquote a little bit, but if you build it, they will come. And we're excited, and on behalf of the IHSAA, our board of directors, which we have a few members here, and especially our 169 member schools, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for this opportunity for our kids. When we talk in board meetings, it typically is about kids, kids, and kids. And so when we have an opportunity to bring our student athletes for a memorable, once-in-a-lifetime experience, our board has been very supportive in doing so, and this is one of those opportunities. As was mentioned with Rob and Eric, when we begin this process, it was about a possibility of working together that would create an experience more than anything. Right now we have state championships all over the state of Idaho, and they're good experiences, and we wanted to see if we could make that magnified just a little bit, not just by the facility, but by all the extras that you see. And it was fantastic to see as we walked through the door the artwork on the screen. It's just that little extra that makes it special for our kids. And now we have that within our reach. We're 6 months away from having a state championship volleyball tournament right out here, and we couldn't be more excited. And I know our coaches are excited. I'm sure the kids are excited, and I know the schools are excited to be in Eastern Idaho. With that, I just want to say thank you again. I can't thank Eric and Rob enough for the work that they put in. We asked a lot of hard questions, and they did their due diligence as well, because it's just not easy for our board to move things around the state. It seems easy on the outside looking in, but there's a ton of logistics that go into not just the 6A level next year, but all the way down to the 1A level. And by the time we work through this contract, there'll be a chance for all those levels to participate in this building, and that was really important to us. So thank you very much. We're excited to have our championships in a championship type facility, and we appreciate you all being here. Thank you.
I'll close with this. Come October, if you don't have a ticket to be inside Hero Arena at the Mountain America Center for state volleyball championships, you're going to be missing out, because when the buses roll in from across the state, they're going to know it's championship volleyball season. They're going to absolutely every single sign, billboard, decoration, it's going to be lit up and it's going to be special for these kids. They're never going to forget it. Absolutely never going to forget this opportunity. And if you've ever been to a Spud Kings game, the place will be rocking come October for a little bit of championship volleyball, and again in 2026 when state cheer and dance takes the floor.